Hello, I'm Yasmin with Delta Strength Doula, and today I wanted to talk about vaginal births after cesareans. So that is also known as a VBAC. What do you do if you are wanting a VBAC? It's a lot more work for you. I'm sorry, I will just tell you in advance. There's not always support. It's hard to find good and honest support. So a lot of doctors might say that they support it, and be careful around the language that they use. So if they're saying, we'll let you try, that I take as a poor sign. Like just, I'm going to do it. You know, it should be a positive mentality around it. So first and foremost, pick a supportive team. A lot of times, I mean, not just because I'm a doula, and even if you go with someone else, have a doula there that's really helpful. Just that extra presence to say, you're doing a great job can really make a big difference. And that I think sometimes, because I've done a lot of VBACs, I think sometimes just having the presence of someone else in the room who knows the woman's history and knows what the woman's wishes are for the doctor and for the other staff around, that presence of a doula is really kind of a statement sometimes. And I think that's really helpful in a VBAC situation. That they won't necessarily pressure you as much as they may somebody else, because they know that you've put in all this effort and this time and bother to hire a doula to help you achieve the birth that you want. So I digressed, but research your doctor, research your team, research if you hire a doula, research who's going to be with you. That's research number one. Research number two. What is the VBAC? What are your risks? Are you comfortable with it? You need to know for yourself, deep in your soul, that this is right for you and that you can do it and that you 100% believe in yourself, because that doubt is not going to be helpful if there is some doubt. So the stronger you feel about it and the more passionate you are about accomplishing it, the more likely you are to succeed. So if you know the research and you're very comfortable with your decision about going forward with VBAC, then that is just really empowering. So research your team, research the risks and what a VBAC is and what it entails and what to expect. And other things to do is just mentally prepare. And that kind of goes in with the research as well. For me, research was very helpful to understand why this was a possibility and why I wanted to do a VBAC. So for me, that was my thing to mentally get there. But I also think hypnotherapy can be very helpful, which is just kind of reprogramming your mind about how you think about birth. The less scared you are of the process, the easier it will go, because you're not putting the hormones against yourself. You're not going to have any type of tension and adrenaline because you're scared, when you should be open and relaxing and getting all the good happy endorphins and oxytocin and love hormones. So that's quite helpful as well. And what else can you do to mentally prepare? I would say affirmations sometimes are helpful, doing visualizations are helpful, and being physically prepared as well. So you can still exercise while you're pregnant, and you should be, and anything that's uncomfortable, obviously stop, but you should still be very physically exercise, because it's very demanding. Labor is very demanding. Even if it's short, it's demanding. If it's long, it's demanding. You need rest in between. You need to be kind of in some level of shape. So the more you can do during your pregnancy, the more helpful it is. So mentally prepared, physically prepared, nutrition. Like any pregnant person should be kind of watching their nutrition, as we're all told and we know. But that is helpful. And eating during labor itself, for anybody as well, very helpful. So I think for VBAC specifically though, it's really the mindset and being very strong in what you want and being very being very vocal about your desires and not being afraid to say no. That goes for everybody, but really for a VBAC mom. Or not being afraid to say ask more about if something's being suggested, ask more about it, ask what the risks are, ask what the benefits are, ask what happens if you don't do it, ask what happens, what alternatives there are. So it's very important that you are an advocate for yourself, or your birth partner is an advocate for you. You have to be strong. I'm sorry, it's really, VBAC moms are a special breed, and we can do it, and we do it, and afterwards you feel absolutely amazing. It's such a sense of accomplishment, but it takes a lot more work, I feel. You're just labeled from the beginning, and it's not fair, but it happens, and you have to build up that backbone and build up that confidence to really face it. I say, especially because during birth you're a bit vulnerable anyway. So yeah, if you and your partner are both very strong in what you want and very vocal about it, it's much better. So good luck to you. I don't want to scare you off. It's definitely doable and definitely happens. And the better support team you have, the less you're going to need to be having these conversations during birth. So if you can find a supportive team, that is so important. And I wish you all the best of luck. Get in touch if you have any questions. I'm happy to always help my VBAC mamas out. Okay, good luck.